What's going on, guys? So today I'm doing an updated Blue Eyes build. This is an updated Blue Eyes build because it runs a lot of Kaijus. It's more like a Blue Eyes Kaiju build, which I think is actually really good against today's metagame. It helps get over things like Masterpiece, helps you tribute it away. It's totally awesome from around Paleozoics, tribute it away. I think Kaijus in this deck are really good, and all the Kaijus I run are all level 8, so I'm just going to do rank 8s faster, which I think is just really good. So I'll show you the main deck, the side deck, and the extra deck. And I have three cards that like I don't own, but I am trying to try to buy, and cards I think you should run if you want to run this build. Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, right? Tachyon Dragon, yeah. Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, Cypher Dragon, and Hope Harbinger are the 3 I don't own, but I would add in to this extra deck. And then I also add Neo Eyes Cypher Dragon because of his 1400 body, which I think is really good. Alright, so let's get into the deck. I'll show you the main, and then the side, and then the extra deck first. So first, I think you gotta run 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon. He's the classic vanilla beater. He has 3000 body. He is still really freaking big. And he's hard to get around. You know, some decks, you know, honestly, a beat stick is still a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of people talk about it not being a thing anymore. He's still bigger than Masterpiece. You can summon him and attack Masterpiece and defeat him. That's not too bad, you know, and he has no effects, so things like Skill Drain get around him. So I think he's a really good card, and I think you have to run him at 3. You have to run him at 3. And then another card I think you have to run at 3 in this particular build is Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon. This is not the Swarm build I did a couple weeks ago. This is more of like a slower kind of grind a game. The Swarm build from OTK, this is more of like we're going to kind of slow things down and kind of make you out-resource you a little bit. And he's one of the best things for that. You draw him late in game, you have Blue Eyes in hand, or you can add it to hand with like Legends Effect. Reveal, summon him, now you have a targeted removal, which is not too great, but you can just pop a card, which is not, I think is still pretty good. And then I run 2 Spirit of White. I've tried him at 3, and he ends up clogging your hand at 3. I think at 2, he's the best. And he's always used a Blue Eyes card, which is really good because you can search him and summon him off of White Stone of Ancients. And I think he's really good too because he can banish a face down card or banish a spell trap card. I hate spec row. He can banish it, which is awesome. So they don't get their effect when they destroy. Some spell cards don't. They're just banished. Like Cosmo Town, for example, doesn't get their effect. It's banished. It's not destroyed. And you can tribute him. As long as your opponent calls a monster, you can tribute him to summon Blue Eyes Dragon from your hand, which I think is still pretty good. And then off of the spellcasters with Eyes of Blue, I play 1 Master because his effect Engrave I think is really good. 2 Maiden. I've tried her at 3, and the problem with running Maiden at 3, I feel, is that you end up drawing her more than you want kind of late in game, which is still good. Like, you still use her, but if they have like a lightning on the field, they want a lightning, you get 5,000 you're just destroyed with. They have Trident. You know, you summon this. So like, I had a guy, I was playing Zodiac, he attacked her, I activated her effect, brought out Blue Eyes, detached Trident to destroy Blue Eyes, and then destroyed her with his other, I think the Guster Emerald. So it was like, really, I got nothing out of her. So I think at 2 is the best build, best thing for her. And then 2 Protector. You have a lot of you always get Blue Eyes in hand. You can always get Blue Eyes basically into your hand. You can search them out and bring them to your hand, something like that. So I think he's best at 2. Also, kind of a tech choice that I don't run, but see, I've seen people have run before, is a card like Summoner's Art. You add 1 to hand, level 5 or higher, no monster from your deck to your hand. So you can even run that in this. I don't, to help his effect get off, but I think the build I have is pretty good. So I think that's why I run them in the ratio that I do. Next up are the stones. I play 2 Stones of Ancient. I would run 3. I don't own a 3rd one. I'm probably going to buy 1. And then 1 White Stone of Legend. Legend's effect is kind of bad late in game, unless you can prove that you have all 3 Blue Eyes used. You have to, show them Engrave. I had to show my hand one time, I was doing the whole deck. So his effect is okay. I would run him at 3 just because his effect is useful early in game, but late in game it kind of blows. Then after the whole Kaiju engine, I mean, it's a fairly sizable engine. I run 1 Dogeron. He's the one you want to give yourself off Interrupted. You don't want to give your opponent that guy because Blue Eyes can't beat him. You're going to give himself off Interrupted, so I run him. He's also level 8. Then 2 of Mothra, the Dust Kaiju. He's 2700, which is not bad. He's level 8. And then 3 of the one you want to give your opponent at all times, Gamacell. He honestly should be banned. Like, he should not banned. He should be limited or semi-limited because he's just, at 3, he's searchable, off of Interrupted, and he's 2200. He's the best one to give your opponent, right? And then I run, for spells, 2 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. Slumber is like a better Dark Hole. You destroy your everything on the field, and then you give them 2 Kaijus. So what I like to do is they make an awesome board. If I go second, which you probably want to do in this deck, you have an Interrupted in hand, you play Interrupt, you destroy all their stuff, give them Gamma Still, give yourself Dogeron, attack for 800. So you Dark Hold them, attacking for 800, and their board's all open now, which I think is just too good. So that's it for the Kaiju engine. And also it for monsters. I'm on to spells now. The first spell, outside of Interrupted, is 3 Melody of Awakened Dragon, or Melody of Awakening Dragon. I think this card is your search card. You discard 1 to add 2 Dragon-type monsters with 3,000 or more and 2,100 less defense from your deck to your hand. So all your Blue Eyes cards, basically except Spirit Dragon, you add out to your hand. So getting cards 2 hands on the hard part, and I think he really helps you do that. He's definitely a staple at 3. I would not run him any less than 3. Same with Return of the Dragon Lords. I think 3 of this card is needed because he's a protection card. So you can target 1 level 7 or 8 dragon monster in your grave, special summon it, and if a dragon type monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So it's a protection card for all your stuff. If you have alternative out there, if they go to alternative, you can you can banish this card from grave, and now you can't get around them, which I think is really good. Then I run the Draw Power, 3 Trade-In. I don't know any deck that runs level 8, so it doesn't choose Trade-In. I mean, it's the best thing. You play, it's essentially 2 for 2. You play 1, discard 1 to draw 2. So you're getting through your deck fast. You're moving through your deck fast, helps you get to see your cards more, which I think is really good. And then because you run a lot of Blue Eyes to your hands, I run 2 Ancient Rules. I don't run 3. If you run 3, you run to the risk of drawing it, top decking it, and you end up having 3 in hand, which is not very good. But 2 I think is good because you get all that, and you have Blue Eyes in hand, you have a free Blue Eyes around field. And you also have a free Spirit Dragon. Dragon Spirit, or what is it? Dragon Spirit? Sorry, guys, I had to figure it out. Yeah, Dragon Spirit of White. I always get that and Blue Eye Spirit Dragon backwards. So, you guys try to remember that. But yeah, he's a free, you get free him on 4, you can banish stuff. Then it's 2 Polymerizations to help fusion stuff. I mean, that's what Poly does. Then it's 2 Silver's Cry. You do throw a lot of monsters in grave, and he helps get your Blue Eyes back and get your Spirit back. And then 1 Dragon Shrine for the end of the main deck. I think 1 is the best. Any more than 1, I feel like he clogs your deck and clogs your hand. Off to side deck, I run the whole, not the whole, but part of the package of the Chaos build. I run 2 Chaos Max, 1 Manju. I don't own 3, or else I'd run 3, I only have 2, or only have the 1. 2 Chaos Form and 2 Advanced Ritual. To my opinion, this is the best way to do this, because, Kaiju's are going to help you get over your stuff, but if you're finding yourself, with your opponent putting Kaijus on their own board, I played True King Dinosaurs before, and they put Dogra on their own board, so now all your Kaijus are kind of dead. Not all dead, but they're all dead in your, you can't tribute away their stuff because they have Dogra around. So you play him in there, and now you can get over most of their things, and he can't be targeted or destroyed. You know what Chaos Max does, but I think his side deck is the best thing for him. I think if you main deck him, he makes your deck a little too brick heavy. You can brick really easy with this. So I think having him at 2 in the side deck is the best. Then I run 1 A Fromage Goliath. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's an extra deck lockout, and he's easy to summon level 8. He's really easy to bring back out from your grave. And then I run 1 Soul Charge. I don't main deck it because I don't like not being able to attack. And in this deck, you can kind of bring Blue Eyes back out from the graveyard pretty easily. If you want to run him at if you want to main deck him, I would, but you don't have to. I think he's good there. 1 Moon Mirror Shield. I don't have 3, so I run 3. Stick him on a Blue Eyes alternative dragon, and you kind of have game kind of 1. Anything problematic you can just attack over, or anything that too high of attack, you get over it. And I think that's just 2 really good. And then 2 Twin Twister. I hate back row. I hate back row so much. So Twin Twister I think is 2 is best. 2 Quickening Mirror Force. It helps you. It doesn't destroy it. It just puts everything face down, and you can't turn it back over. So you do this like a Dryden, and they have 5 or 6 resources underneath him. They can't do anything. I had a Zodiac player going for the OTK, and he put 2. He had 2 Whiptail underneath him, and he had 7 cards underneath him, and I quickened it, and he couldn't do anything. It was kind of over from there. And then 1 Half or Nothing. I think this is a cool little tech card for Blue Eyes. This is what it can do. So it says, I don't know if you guys can read that real well. It says, during your opponent's battle phase, except during damage step, your opponent chooses one of these effects. Have the attack of all monsters they currently control until the end of the battle phase or into the battle phase. So either you're going to save your stuff, with his effect, or you're going to probably be able to attack over it. I don't think there's very many monsters that, when halved, can go over a 3,000 beat stick, which I think is a really good card. Off of the extra deck, I run one Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, 4,100 to beat her, and his effect is awesome. It's a whole mountain of text, but basically what it says is that at the end of the damage step, if this card is the only face-up card you control, this fusion summon card attack, you can send one Blue Eyes fusion monster from your extra deck to your grave, and he can attack again, and you can do it twice. And that's really the effect you're after, because if you can attack 3 times at 4,100, you're probably going to win the game, if not do some serious damage to your opponent. And then it says, during either player's turn, when a card or effect it targets a Blue Eyes monster you control, you can banish a card from the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So that's not too bad, especially to a Masterpiece. I had a game where I played this deck, and I had him in grave, and he used Masterpiece's effect to destroy Blue Eyes. And Blue Eye, he was only Masterpiece only unaffected by spell and traps. I banished him and destroyed his Masterpiece, which I think is really good. Then I run 3 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. When you play True King Dinosaur, sometimes I'll banish this. So it gives you a 4,100 beater. You can still summon. He's not great. He's mainly there because you can banish. You can destroy him to give him 3 attacks, or up to you can basically have up to 5 attacks in a game. By his own effect, I think is really good. Then I run one 5-headed dragon. He's 5,000 body, that's why I run him, and you can make him sometimes. And I run First of the Dragon. If you get First of the Dragons, because he's unaffected by other monster effects, and he can only be destroyed by battle with a normal monster. So he's basically indestructible, because who runs normal monsters other than Spirals and like Blue Eyes? He's pretty good to get out there because he can't be destroyed by battle except with a normal monster. Except for monster effects. Then for synchros, I run 3 Azir Eyes Silver Dragon, because he brings back your normal monsters from grave, which I think is just a really good effect, particularly when it comes to Blue Eyes, because a lot of times you'll put Blue Eyes and Spirit in the grave, and you can bring it back out, and you kind of go for the OTK. Then I run 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Him and Dragon Spirit of White, I always get confused. I don't know what it is about the names, I just do. But anyways, he's good because he can negate a grave effect, and during his player turn, you can tribute him to bring out that guy who can't be destroyed by monster effects or dragons you control. His other effect is first effect is his dragon monsters you currently control can be targeted or destroyed by card effects till the end of the next turn. So that's why I like that. He also has a protection kind of built in, and Spirit brings him out, saves himself. It's pretty good. And then for Xyz, I don't own the 3 I told you I would get, but instead I run Thunder End Dragon. He's kind of a cool effect. He's kind of when I play this card, a lot of people tell me I've never even seen this card, even know it existed, but I think it's really cool because his effect is he summon him with 2 level 8 normal monsters, which is pretty easy in this deck. And once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card, destroy all of the monsters in the field. So you can detach 1 and then just nuke the whole board, which I think is really good. Except himself, which I think is really great. And then I run number 95 Galaxy Eyes Dark Winter Dragon, which you make him by making Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon. If I had, that's why I said to buy the Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon or Tachyon, Cypher or Tachyon. Tachyon is more for a number of this guy. But for this guy, you use Galaxy Eyes, Cypher Dragon, put him over top, and there you go. Also, if you don't want to buy Tachyon and you want to run Cypher, I would run another Cypher Dragon, and I'd run 2 Cypher Dragons, and then I'd run Neo Cypher Dragon at 4,500, which is not bad. You can make this guy with 3 level 9s. I mean, all your synchros level 9s. And I've had games before where I've had 3, I've had those 2 and made with those 2 effects and brought him back. So, it kind of works out. So I think it's a pretty good build. I really like Blue Eyes. It's one of my favorite decks of all time. It's a deck that actually got me back into playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't play for quite some time. Right when GX is when I stopped playing. I kind of got back into the deck. I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! With the release of the structure deck of Blue Eyes, Saga of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So I think this is a really cool build, and I think adding the Kaiju pieces in makes the deck just that much more consistent, and makes the deck just that much more playable against today's meta. I mean, you do run these are all the Kaiju cards you run. I mean, you run a massive Kaiju engine. I mean, you run 8 Kaijus in your deck, in your main deck too. So I mean, you're really devoting some resources to these Kaijus. But I think they really make the deck just that much better and that much more consistent. And the deck still can, spam 3,000 beaters, which, until your opponent get around that. So thank you so much for watching. And I will probably do another video next week or later on this week. So thank you again for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.